Here we go.
Hello Zebra Herd, welcome to Mario Kart DS, of course for the Nintendo DS. This is one of my all-time favorite Mario Kart games and actually the first one that I ever played. This one was a ton of fun to play growing up and really, in my opinion, is still one of the most unique and interesting Mario Kart games. It has a ton of interesting things about it, including a unique drift system and its own mission mode with boss fights and everything. Throughout the series, we'll be checking out everything the game has to offer, trying to get all the gold trophies, checking out those mission modes, and all the unlockable characters along the way. So with that being said, let's get started with Mario Kart DS. So we are here in Mario Kart DS with the single player mode right over this way. So we need to change our nickname and stuff. Basically how this game works is you set up your own little profile. I don't know why my nickname is just the letter A, but we'll be changing that here, so no worries. And of course, I am none other than Zebra, so that's what we'll put in here. And what's really cool about this one is after you set up your name and stuff, you will also have the option of drawing your own little custom emblem, which I don't know if we'll go too crazy into this, but we'll get started with it. You can see this is where you can sort of use the Nintendo DS touchpad, of course, which was a big thing back then, to sort of draw your own emblem and stuff. So, you know, obviously I could put like a cool little Z here or something like that. I think if you don't put anything though, it'll usually put the character's own symbol there. So seeing how we're showcasing all the characters throughout the series, I think it'd be cool to leave it blank just to see what those characters have as their own symbols. Maybe we'll add our own later, but for now, I'm not too worried about it. So with that being said, we're going to just hop into single player here. And as you can see, there's a bunch of options here. You have Grand Prix, time trials, versus battle, and missions. Right now, for the beginning of the series, I'll be focusing on Grand Prix. And we have all the different difficulties that we've gotten used to with the other Mario Kart games. So we're starting with 50cc, and I'll be getting as many of the cups as I can done, I think in the Nitro Grand Prix in today's episode of 50, and we'll start with good old Mario. I love how this game has the voice acting and everything. It really is a big step up for mobile Mario Kart games compared to Mario Kart Super Circuit. But you can see with the B Dasher and the standard MR, we're gonna start with the B Dasher, but this is one of the first games where you're playing as one single racer and you can switch karts. So that's pretty cool. And they have different stats and stuff. With this one, we have high items, but you know what? I think we've gone on for a bit here. Let's just start our Nitro Grand Prix with the Mushroom Cup, which has Figure 8 Circuit, Yoshi Falls, Cheep Cheep Beach, and Luigi's Mansion. Let's get going. So here's our first track, Figure 8 Circuit. It's, you know, a pretty basic one. We sort of see a similar version, but in Mario Kart 8, where it's, you know, another Figure 8 there. But I will say it's been a very long time since I've last really played this game. I might be a bit rusty, but we're gonna figure it out together. But let's get going. We get a good start, so that's always good to see. So the one thing that makes drifting in this game interesting, right, is that usually with a Mario Kart game, you jump and you drift, and just simply by doing this, you would earn up the boost. Okay, let's hit Wario with the red shell. Oh no, I got Yoshi. But in this game, it doesn't quite work that way. If you want to drift, while you're drifting like this, you need to move the directional pad back and forth. A lot of people call it just sort of like wiggling or snaking. And what's interesting about that, as you can see, because of how the drift works, you can actually drift while still sort of going down straightaways, which is very uncommon for most Mario Kart games. So it is really important to do this as much as possible. When I was younger, this was a lot more difficult to do. It's a lot easier to pick up now, which is great. But yeah, this sort of drifting mechanic doesn't really make its way back into any other Mario game or Mario Kart game. So I guess they really just didn't decide to stick with it, but I think it's interesting and unique for sure. And definitely a little difficult to pull off on a DS. I'm actually playing this on a 2DS at the moment, but you know, it's original hardware still. So that's always cool. We're catching up to Wario here. Oh, we took him over. So that's where this can be really good, is that you can just drift, jump. Oh no, but look what it is. It's the blue shell. Ah! Not good, not good. Maybe I can get another item now. I do. And I think for this game, of course, we've seen other Mario Kart games where, see you, Wario. You can, oh, he is really trying to get me right now. What was I saying? I forget now. There are different Mario Kart games where you can get different rankings and stuff, right? Well, this one, that is the case. I know that the rankings system can be pretty difficult with certain Mario Kart games, but I think to unlock what we want to unlock in this series, all we gotta do is get the gold trophies. If we get anything else like star rankings, that's always cool, but not really entirely my goal. That just takes a little bit too much grinding and extra skill that I might not possess. But you know, like I said before, this is the game I grew up with a lot. I really enjoyed this one, so I'm so happy to be finally playing it for you guys. I know I've been sort of on this journey of playing through each Mario Kart game. I took a good break just to focus on games that were coming out, and of course, Mario Kart 8 has been getting extra DLC tracks, but now that I've sort of had this gap in the new year where there aren't too many games releasing, I figure, you know, play some Mario Kart DS, have a good time. We're on a last lap here. And the tracks go on for a good while in this game, especially compared to the previous mobile Mario Kart game, Mario Kart Super Circuit. The tracks on that one were super duper quick. They go on for a good few minutes in this game, especially at 50cc where the karts are generally slower. We have a good lead and we can win no problem. There we go, so we won our first race in Mario Kart DS as good old Mario, and we get 10 points. Okay, so we of course need to earn up more points to get through this cup, and I'll be trying to do all 4 of the Nitro Cups in today's episode. Just that way, because it would take a little bit if we did a cup per episode. But now we're at track number 2, Yoshi Falls. All right, so I just started pressing the go button right as the number 2 is like fully appeared. And this is a really fun track. I think a lot of these tracks are original to the game in the Nitro Cup, so we'll just be seeing a bunch of, you know, new tracks, maybe not anymore because this game's really old now. But at the time they were new tracks, and Yoshi Falls was definitely a super memorable one in my opinion. But yeah, if you want to keep up, of course, like I said before, we've been playing through the older Mario Kart games. We've already played through Super Mario Kart, Mario Kart 64, Mario Kart Super Circuit, and Mario Kart Double Dash. Wario is really trying to get me here. I'm gonna throw that banana and hope he runs into it. Ah, not quite. Also, another thing is that you can click the bottom touchpad and change the view. Before we had it just whoever's close to us, but this shows us the entire track layout. Oh, we got Bob-omb. Here, let's see, I gotta be able to hit Wario with this one, right? That goes out really far though, so maybe not. Hard to tell, I don't think it did, yeah. But I can switch back to this just to get a closer view on the competition near us. This can be pretty good. But you know what, so far we're doing a pretty good job with keeping up with everything. I got hit by a blooper there, but then I went away straight away. Okay, so I'm putting out some bananas. I want to save a little bit of them for later. A lot of people have really mastered the element of sort of snaking back and forth with the drift. I'm not the best with it, especially while also trying to hold items and stuff. It can get a little tricky for sure, but, oh, that was a fake one. I thought it was a real one, whoops. You can usually tell the difference between the fake and the real question blocks by if they're moving around in place or not. I wasn't really looking too hard at that one. Red shell's coming to get me though. Ooh, banana protects me, and boom, that's gonna be the second race done at Yoshi Falls. So far, non-stop first place is what we like to see. So we're at 20 points so far. We get 10 points per race. I feel like usually you only get 8 points per race in other Mario Kart games. I might be misremembering. But let's see what our next track is. It is Cheep Cheep Beach. It's interesting, you know, these tracks were all new to Mario Kart at the time, but now they're like classics in that way, and that's really cool. Just, you know, racing these courses again in, you know, Mario Kart 8 and all those kind of games, it's really fun to look back at these. Okay, didn't have the best boost that time, but that's all right. And as we're racing through Cheep Cheep Beach, I would love to hear, have you guys played Mario Kart DS before? Maybe you have and you're a veteran, you can give me all sorts of tips, or maybe you are seeing it for the first time. What are your thoughts on it? I'd love to hear. Okay, so let's catch up. Wario always starts out a little bit in front of me. You know, we'll catch up in no time. Yeah, in this one, you can't do tricks off of ledges. That doesn't really do anything. I think I hit one of the crabs with my green shell. Wanted to save those for Wario, but still have 2 left. Oh no. Got it. Okay, we're catching up to, oh no! We're catching up to him a little bit. I think once we get to a tighter spot like this, yeah, this is where I can throw the Koopa shells. Ooh, they got him, that was good, and somehow I didn't get hit by my own either. And we get a mushroom in first place. Don't mind if I do. Use that in the little straightaway right here. Like I said, we can just sort of drift during these really long straightaways if we do it right. It's a little challenging, but definitely doable. Okay, got it. Let's hop all the way over here and grab another question block. This is gonna have some bananas. So I might just press the button now, yeah, just to get those nice and available. What's interesting about this one is there's really only one level of drift, right? Like in other Mario Kart games, we'll usually see, you know, drifting, and it is like one level will be blue and that'll give you a boost, and then one level is red, that gives you another boost. And then in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, so of course, they added the purple boost. But in this game, you only have the red one. If you let go when it's blue, you just don't get a boost at all. So, good to keep in mind. So far, we're getting pretty far ahead of the competition. Once we get this far ahead, it's usually better to switch to this view so that we can see just how far we are out of them. And you know, it makes sense, 50cc is supposed to be the easier mode. I do think it'll be important to play through every mode at each difficulty, just because I think there's something to unlock for each one of them. If we get gold trophies, that is. Oh no, can barely see here, but I made it through. All right, so far so good. Oh no, but we get struck by lightning. And the nice thing about that is that everybody is, so doesn't make it so that they can catch up very easily. Go, I'll avoid that jump because I still have my banana there from before. I guess nobody hit it. Oh no, oh no. I'm so far ahead though that if I make a couple mistakes, it's not too big of a deal. Got it. And we're almost there, just a little bit more. Whoa, oh no, not into the tree. Okay, we're fine. Maybe not the best timing ever, but we still get 20 points, or now 30 points because of the extra that we earned up here. There we go, so we're leading the pack when it comes to points so far in this Grand Prix. Only one more race to go, let's go for it. And this, of course, is the iconic Luigi's Mansion. This is a really fun course, and as a kid, I really didn't know too much about Luigi's Mansion. I didn't have a GameCube growing up, so it was really cool to see this, because this was sort of my first introduction to that series. It's very spooky. I don't think this one's in Mario Kart 8 yet, is it? I really hope it gets added at some point. I think it's in Mario Kart Tour, so I'd really like to see it in the Mario Kart 8 Booster Course Pass, because it's one of my favorite courses for sure. Very memorable. I know there's a different course that's very similar in Mario Kart 8 that's Luigi's Mansion themed, or more so Boo Ghost Mansion themed. But this one is very specifically Luigi's Mansion. It'd be cool if, you know, obviously at the time, tracks were a little bit more minimal than they are now, but it'd be cool if you could see, you know, like EGAD or something in the background or the distance or something like that. I got these creepy trees that crawl around. I do remember those. Oh no, ugh. Get hit by lightning again. Gotta dodge these trees though. And we want to try to stay out of the mud because we do move a little bit slower in the mud. But in some spots like this, it can't really be helped too much. Okay, got it. Almost done the first lap here. These green shells are really trying to get me there, aren't you, Wario? And got it, okay. So heading into the second lap now, back into the mansion. I like how the chandeliers sort of almost drop onto the racers. Oh no, ooh, good dodge actually. We were able to drift through that pretty well. I thought the more I'm racing with it, the more I'm getting a handle on the, oh no, the red shell got me. I'm getting more of a handle on the drifting. Like I said, it's something I did a lot when I was younger, but haven't played the game much since. Oh no, the boos are taken by items. I'm getting hit by items. It's just not turning out very well. But especially, it's so easy to get used to the drifting in the later Mario Kart games than this one. It just takes some time to adjust for sure. Because after this one was Mario Kart Wii, and that sort of, Mario Kart Wii introduces a lot of the staple sort of gameplay style that Mario Kart games just sort of have moving forward. Okay, almost there for the third lap. There we go. Oh no, oh no. I can see that red shell coming for me, but not too much I can do about it. All right, come on, let's grab one more. Like I said, the tracks definitely last a lot longer in this game. I feel like some of these tracks go by much faster in the later games that they're ported over to. And a blue shell, you gotta be kidding me. Yikes. I feel like they're just sort of scaled up more in this game. It's interesting for sure. Okay, go through here. Oh wait, I got the banana for this one. It didn't even hit me, it hit something else. Weird. Okay, did not mean to put out that banana though. It's very hard to hold the banana while drifting when you have to sort of wiggle back and forth like this. Oh boy, but I think, yeah, we're really far ahead, even if we get hit by this blue shell again. Not really too much of a way for them to catch at. So I think we're about to do it. We're about to win our first cup here with the last track in it. There we go. That was great. So we should have 40 points in total. Looking good. I love the music in this game too. All right then, so let's see what's next now that we've gotten all 4 tracks done in this cup. Ooh, we got our victory celebration. Mario taking the lead in front of Wario and Yoshi. Not too bad. So yeah, pretty cool. We raced quite well for it being, you know, our first cup in the game. Things only get more difficult from here as the tracks get more challenging, and of course, as we slowly but surely make our way up in difficulty. But as you can see, we get ourselves the Golden Mushroom Cup trophy. And I got 2 stars, which really isn't that bad. The only thing better is a 3-star finish, I'm pretty sure. And for that, I think you just need to do like everything perfect. You need to be in first the whole time, don't hit any of the objects sort of in the way, any of the obstacles, or fall off the track, which we didn't quite do. That's all right though. So there we go, there was our first cup here in Mario Kart DS, but like I said before, we're not quite done. We're gonna keep playing Mario in today's episode. Maybe I'll try out the other kart. We have the standard MR. And what I wanna do is do the rest of the Nitro Grand Prix Cups. We have the Flower Cup and then 2 more after. So with the Flower Cup, we have Desert Hills, Delfino Square, Waluigi Pinball, and Shroom Ridge. A lot of also, you know, just iconic courses that we see a lot more in the future. So let's go for it. So Desert Hills is the first track that we have to tackle here with the angry sun up there in the sky, not happy to see us. Oh boy. So we start way in the back here. But I think we can catch up pretty easily. See, now we have a kart that's a little bit more akin to classic Mario Kart, and they do have different stats, so we might feel that things are a bit different with this kart than we did the other ones. And so far, I definitely can see that. I'm liking how drifting feels with this one a whole lot more. Not to say that I disliked it for the Dasher, but this one's just a lot of fun. Go. So what do I get for this item? It's gonna be green shell. So I'll hold on to that until maybe either our opponents here get a little closer or some items might start drawing in on us. This turn's a little tight though, that could be a problem. And that's where it's maybe just not the best to drift around every single corner, just most of them. Oh no, there we go, there we go. Already finished the second lap though, so we're speeding along pretty well. Just gotta make the most out of that drift in. And if you are happening to play this game for the first time, I wouldn't feel so bad about struggling with the drift. As far as I understand, everybody sort of does it first. It takes a long time to get used to, and some people just never really pick it up too much. So I wouldn't be discouraged if I were you. Just, you know, gotta keep at it, keep practicing it. And that's where sometimes things like time trials can be nice, where you can just sort of practice it in an environment where there are not a bunch of items being thrown at you. Okay, so let's get across to here. Oh boy. And let's see, how far are we in front of the competition? Actually doing really good. We're quite a bit ahead. That angry sun though keeps spitting fireballs at us. He really wants us out of here. This is definitely a fun aesthetic for a track, for sure. Usually I'm not the biggest fan of desert levels in Mario games, but in Mario Kart games, different story. Yeah, the DS was sort of a really nostalgic time for me, in my opinion, for, you know, Nintendo games, because at the time I had mostly grown up with PlayStation consoles, so there wasn't a lot of Nintendo I'd been super experienced with, but one of the ones where I was starting to play more Nintendo games was back, you know, with the DS and the Wii, really. So with this, you know, there was Mario Kart DS and or Super Mario 64 DS that really left a big impression on me. So it's really cool to, you know, finally get to play some of these games for you guys. And there we go, I hear the blue shell coming in, but we're gonna be able to dodge it and get our first win here for the Flower Cup. A very cool track for sure. Okay, so let's go to the next course then. Ooh, Delfino Square. So obviously, Super Mario Sunshine was sort of a newer game when this came out. So having a track relating to it is super cool. And honestly, it's something I sort of miss is that, you know, obviously with Mario Sunshine coming out, it was a big deal, so they made tracks and, you know, courses and things referencing it. I sort of wish they did that a little bit more with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, with all these DLC courses. It'd be cool if there was tracks that reference Mario Odyssey a bit more in that same vein. Oh gosh, whoa. It'd be cool to see like a Cascade Kingdom kind of track or something. Either way, let's focus on this. So it's such a cool track. We're going through Delfino Square, all through these buildings. Yoshi went left. I'm gonna keep going straight here so I don't get hit by his bananas. And we'll just meet right here. I actually gonna take the lead from that too, awesome. Okay, there we go. Ooh, set up some bananas. And there's a cool shortcut in this track. We'll have to get a mushroom to actually get through it. So I don't know if that opportunity will pop up. Oh no, ooh. That hurt, but you can sort of see it on the map there with sort of a way to cut through those buildings. We'll get a super jump on the bridge. That's always great. This is one of the most iconic tracks in Mario Kart DS, if you ask me. Oh no, ooh. There we go. We got all the different Piantas cheering us on the sidelines too. The big statue of it here in the center as well. This is a really cool track all around. I love the laundry being sort of hung over our heads here between the windows. It just makes the whole thing feel like a living city in that way, which is always super nice. So let's go this way instead. We went straight before, going down like a bunch of staircases and stuff. We make it right over here. And I don't know if it works in this game, but I think in some of the later Mario Kart games that this one is in, there's a way to jump down to the dock over there. I don't really know. I'll try to, I can do this, but I think there's a way to jump across the gap in the water real crazy. Okay, I hear some shells, so they might be coming for me. Got a huge jump on the bridge again. There we go. And we will try to just keep ahead. For right now, we're really far ahead of the competition. And I think that's gonna be the case for most of today's episode, because 50cc is usually pretty lenient. It's for new players after all. I'm not technically a new player, even though it's been a good, probably like a decade since I've played this game. Okay, let's put maybe a few of the bananas down. Go back down here. I'm definitely appreciating this card a bit more than the Dasher one. I think it just plays to my style. Since we have a moment, yeah, okay, I'm not making that jump, that's for sure. I don't know if you could with maybe a good mushroom or something, but I'm pretty sure there's a game where you can make that jump over to the dock, right here, which would be really cool. Unfortunately not able to try the shortcut, but I'm sure we'll have opportunities later in the series to do it. Okay, come on, keep going. I do have a green shell here. I might just send that back just in case. Oh no, here it comes. Yikes. You can only really see if items are coming for you on this version of the map, unfortunately. I wish it showed blue shells coming for you on this one, but either way, we get the win in just over a minute. That'll be our second course done for the Flower Cup. And Mario is good to move forward. So let's see the next one. Ooh, this one's a classic, Waluigi Pinball. This one is definitely a crowd favorite for Mario Kart DS, and I'm sure you can guess why. It features Waluigi, very cool character, and just a fun concept. And it's a really cool sort of idea for this game. So we first start and we get launched through this. Oh, it's so cool looking. And we land on the other side, you can see all the different pinballs rolling around. So we gotta be careful to dodge those as they start showing up a bit more. But what do I get here? Get the fake item block. Here come the pinballs. So we're sort of on the pinball track that they sort of ride along when they're entering, which is so cool. They don't take up the entire track, so it is possible to dodge them, but it gets crazier and crazier as we go along. This big spiral all the way down. Yoshi's not too far behind me, so I do have to be careful, but I think we can drift our way through here, just like that. Got it. And this is where it gets crazy. There's usually multiple pinballs just sort of bumping around. It's very easy to get hit by them like that. I guess if I want to, I should stay to the side a bit more, so I don't get mowed over by those, but I'll throw that green shell out. You got the little pinball paddles here too. All right, very cool. So I think we're about to finish up a lap here. And there we go, that's the first lap of Waluigi Pinball. are already pretty far ahead of the competition, but we're just gonna keep up with it. But just the bright lights, the fun, engaging concept, there's a good reason why this is one of the most popular attractions in this game. And I love this view in the distance, so you can sort of see the Waluigi sort of figure in the background too. It looks very menacing. Very good, getting some good boosts out of that one. A big jump over here. All right then, so Blooper coming in, covering us with ink. I don't know if it lowers traction too much in this game. It definitely doesn't feel like it. In some games, it definitely feels like it's lowering traction a little bit. Oh, I hit the actual like peg there and it bounces back. Gotta be careful of that. The paddles will probably knock us back too. But all right, we're getting around this corner pretty well. You can really see how much drifting you can get out of it. You can get 3 separate boosts over just one turn. We're on the last lap now. We're super duper far ahead of the competition. It's not even a contest at this point. I will say the one downside to this drifting style, even though it is really unique and memorable, and I think a reason why we don't see it in other Mario Kart games, is that it is definitely a bit fatiguing, I guess. After you play it for a good while, you can feel really tired just because it takes so much energy to wiggle back and forth, just holding left, right, just like that. Got it. Okay, I'm gonna cross one of the last big corners here. Even more pinballs bouncing around now. It gets crazier and crazier the more the laps go on. I think we've made our way through. Yep, there we go. And we are like half a track, if not more, ahead of them. So lightning, blue shell, throw me whatever you got. We can handle it and get through this finish line and defeat Waluigi Pinball. All right, well that was cool. Definitely one of my favorite tracks in the game, but there's plenty good ones coming up, so let's just move on and see what our 4th and final track for the Flower Cup is gonna be, Shroom Ridge. This one's also another memorable one. It's just, whenever you're driving around with like actual cars on a road, that's always super memorable for me with Mario Kart for some reason. This adds this weird contrast. Okay, let's go for it. Got another good boost. This is a really fun track because we're on this sort of mountainside road where if you get a little too crazy with the turns, you could fall right off the edge. So there is sort of a risk and reward with a lot of these. The traffic doesn't always make the most sense. Sometimes like some cars will be going one direction on a lane, but then you go farther down the road and they're going the other direction. We'll try to keep up with it. That was a fresh cheap truck. Oh my. Buses driving by us too. Nice little garden. I feel like this would be a really fun road trip. Just sort of sitting on a bus like that, looking out the window, just seeing the world pass you by. That sounds really relaxing, actually. Especially with views like these outside of this tunnel. See all the mountains and the trees and everything. That's cool. I know in future versions of this track, they have little spots where you can sort of jump off the side and do a trick. Not here though. They keep it a lot more simple at the beginning. I guess it isn't as much that the cars really just stay on the right lanes here. I feel like there are some Mario Kart tracks where it has those, and it's really, if you follow one car down a lane, they end up switching up and it gets a little weird. And this one, it keeps it pretty concise, the way it's supposed to be. Because in different parts of the world, the correct side that you're supposed to drive on can change. In some parts it's the right side of the road, and some parts it's the left side. Okay, let's go ahead and put another banana. I don't think there's any kind of major shortcut. You can see the entrance to the tunnel from a good distance, which is always cool. Ah, I thought I could get around that. Sorry. But there's not really too many shortcuts for this one. That's okay, we just keep ahead of the competition one way or another. I do feel like shortcuts were a little bit more uncommon in some of these older Mario Kart games. And honestly, I appreciate that because it makes the shortcuts feel a lot more special. Obviously, I feel like there's a lot more corner cuts and shortcuts in the more recent Mario Kart games, which can be great too. I love all the shortcuts in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but Something about it just being so much less common can feel pretty cool too. Anyways, as you can see on the bottom screen, we are catching up, or we're keeping up pretty well. I don't think we'll have too much of an issue with winning this one. In the future episodes, we'll be jumping up in difficulty, and that will make it a whole lot more challenging for me. I'm gonna have to really put the work in to get the gold trophies for those later ones. That's another good thing about playing 50cc first, is that we get a good warm up for it. I do think there's a few characters to unlock along the way too, that you need to play specifically 50cc for. I guess we'll see soon enough. Okay, whoa. Be careful, but we're getting around this corner. And with the final stretch here, I think we'll make it. Yes, we do, we get the goal. All right then, so that should be the flower cup completed. See in just a moment, we'll get 40 points right there. Let's move on to the next one. All right then, so we get our little trophy showcase. So before it was Wario in second and Yoshi in third. I guess it gets a little flipped this time. They also have their own different carts, which it seems like every character has their own sort of signature style cart. For Mario, it was the Dasher. So it'll be cool to see every character's sort of signature cart in that way. But Mario gets another victory, another gold trophy with his name on it. Not too surprising. There we go. Oh, this time it's more of a plaque than it is. Whoa, and we got the 3 stars, that's awesome. All right then, so I'm glad we got that. The Star Cup has been added to the Nitro Grand Prix in the engine class, in this engine class. Very cool, so we just unlocked the next cup by winning this one. Really happy to see that. So always good that we're getting some kind of triple gold star, right? We're gonna go back into 50cc, go back as Mario, and I think, you know what, we'll sort of bounce back and forth. We did the standard MR before. Let's do the B Dasher one more time. And let's try this next cup. The Star Cup has DK Pass, Tick-Tock Clock, Mario Circuit, and Airship Fortress. 4 very interesting courses for sure. Let's go for it. And our first one is DK Pass. It's weird to have a Donkey Kong themed course that's snow covered. So I feel like obviously there are some snow themed Donkey Kong levels in Donkey Kong Country and such, but I feel like they're not what he's known for, you know? So interesting that DK Pass is so snowy. You know, DK's in this race, so we'll see if he catches up to us, you know, it being his home track, but the game usually doesn't work that way. Climbing up the summit of this snowy mountain. Got snowmen in the way, gotta be careful of that. We're making our way around these corners pretty well. We just want to, got it. This is where it can get a bit dangerous because I believe that there are some snowballs that start building up on the course you gotta watch out for. One just went by us on the left. And I think there's a way to sort of cut across the corner and get an item up there. You might have saw it on the map, but not really too much of a shortcut, more of a corner cut. Oh no, there's a Koopa shell. Try to avoid that. Getting hit by the lightning too. We made our way to the sort of the top of the mountain and then we just sort of ride back down it. I think there should be a couple of snowballs. Yeah, there's one. Oh, always cool to see the different mountains and Alps in the background too. Dodge in between these happy little snowmen. That's gonna be the first lap done. Okay, got it. Try to be a little bit faster with this one, but it's hard to do that if we're getting hit by shells. Okay, I definitely think it's harder to drift with this kart than it was the other one. It's definitely a lot bigger and bulkier of a kart, which isn't usually something I am super into. I know some characters or some players really enjoy characters that are maybe bigger and have higher speed stats but higher weight. For me, I usually typically prefer smaller characters that can sort of maneuver a bit better in these kind of games. Always what I'm more interested in. Okay, the snowballs are really starting to build up, of course. Oh no, don't squish me, don't squish me. Okay, we're fine. But I guess as the snowballs keep rolling down, get a bit of an avalanche. A little scary, but I think we can dodge it. Go. Squished by that one. I missed my item, unfortunately, but Who needs it, who needs it? We're already pretty far ahead of the competition anyways. Oh no, ooh, that's not what I needed. I love all the advertisements on the side too. We had the Koopa Kart. There's a couple more here, but we can't really zoom too much. Something about Shy Guys. So let's get around this corner a little bit, just like that. Oh, this turn gets a little bit scary. I wanna drive right off the side, but okay, we're actually pretty far ahead of the rest of the competition, which right now looks like we're not racing with Yoshi and Mario anymore. Looks like Luigi and Toad are sort of our rivals so far for second and third. Ooh, somebody dropped a bunch of mushrooms, so don't mind if I do. That was great, that was great. And down a few more bananas. I really want to just keep up with these drifts. And it is possible for us to get a mushroom in first place, it just doesn't happen super often. But this time we just get a banana. We are almost there. Got another banana there. And here's the last stretch at the end of this course. So DK didn't really put up too much of a fight for this one at DK Pass. Instead, we get our first place finish. So that was the first one for the Star Cup. And we get 10 points, no problem. We'll move on to the next. Ooh, now this might be my favorite course in the game. Tick-Tock Clock is really cool. Obviously it takes sort of after Super Mario 64 where we're climbing up the clock there, the clock tower. It's just all these sort of gears and gizmos inside. It's really cool. So definitely one of my favorite Mario Kart courses of all time. I got a little too excited because of that and we sort of blew out right at the beginning. But you know what? It gives me some competition to catch up to instead of the other way around, right? So let's go for it. I wanna get a superstar. This gives me a chance to showcase some of these other ones. Oh yeah, and hitting this knocks you out, which is weird because in other versions, it actually gives you the opportunity to do a trick off of them. I'm not doing so well so far. So let's try to catch up a little bit here. I'll use the superstar, go super quick. Oh no, I'm not doing so well. My favorite course too. Sorry, thank you Lackity for saving me. Gotta watch out for the little swinging clock hand. We're in 7th place right now. I'm gonna throw out the lightning and that'll really help me catch up. Maybe we can squish someone. Squish! Well, at least I knocked them off. I don't think I squished them. Okay, this is really tough. There you go. I remember this being a challenging course, but so far, really is quite tricky. Catching up to people fairly quickly though. Just need to pick up an item. And this is where it gets interesting. There's these 2 big gears here. You have to pay attention to which one's spinning which way, because you can get a nice speed boost there and catch up to a couple people, hit Toad out of the way, and we're now in 2nd place with Luigi out in front. I'm gonna catch up to you, bro. All right, get some bananas too. And the hand of the clock isn't gonna catch me in time, so I'm gonna stay ahead there. All right, catching up to you, Luigi. Boom, hit you with the bananas, that was pretty good. I don't have an item now, so I do have to be very careful. I think we'll catch up, all right. Or keep up, more specifically. We're already caught up. All right, got that corner pretty good. Let's grab a good item right there, but here comes that blue shell. What's it gonna be? Just some bananas. So I dropped those all over the place, a little unfortunate. But as you can see now, the gears have changed. So we wanna take the left one to go forward a little bit faster. And the computers usually don't take those, so it is a great way to catch up or to stay ahead, whatever situation you're in. All right then, so I think I can just avoid that one. Yeah, that's the smaller one, smaller hand. That one keeps track of the hour. The larger one keeps track of the minutes. Okay, let's be careful on this corner. I don't want to fall off the side again. We had a really rough, no, first slap. I was gonna say hopefully that's it, but I got knocked right off the side with that thing. It's fine though, because we are still quite a far bit ahead of the competition. We still have a good turn or so ahead of Luigi and Yoshi, or Luigi and Toad. Oh no, whoa. Here comes another red shell. Yeah, not too much you can do about it if I don't have an item. Got it. And just in case they can take this way, we'll sort of spoil a little bit with some bananas, and boom, we finished tick-tock clock. So I'm sure you can see why that's one of my favorite courses. Really, I guess mechanical, but on top of that, very intricate. There's a lot of sort of technique there to get through to it. So let's try the third course here in the Star Cup, which will be Mario Circuit. This is definitely more of a classic one. I think there's a very similar course in Mario Kart Double Dash that we've played, but I don't think it's exactly the same. But I guess we'll see for ourselves here with Mario Circuit and Mario Kart DS. Got a good start there. But any of the Mario or sort of castle themed ones are always really cool in my opinion, because it's always bright and sunny, there's always cool turns to take, all that kind of stuff. Or some Goombas sort of waddling across the road there a moment ago. We got piranha plants waiting for us over here, spitting fireballs at us too. They want us out of here. Oh man, I'm gonna put a couple bananas down and I think Luigi might hit one of them. No, he dodged them all. Oh, very impressive. Well, I got another banana for you in just a moment, but I just gotta get around this corner. And then we got sort of a dirt part of the road, which I feel like this kart doesn't do as well in the dirt sections. I think that's one of the stats. Okay, this little wiggly part can be a bit difficult. I can get some items out of it. All right, more bananas. I think I'll just hold on to these ones until some items start heading my way. Got it, got it. These Goombas over here, they're pretty small, so they're easy to dodge, but because they're small, they can sometimes be a bit difficult to actually spot. We're doing pretty well here in lap 2. Take this turn a little tighter. Here comes the first red shell, but we're prepared for it. We got all these bananas lined up. Definitely coming in hot, almost at our last lap here. I love seeing Peach's Castle in the distance here too. It's just such a fun course. Honestly, there's not really too many courses in this game that I don't like very much. They all have their own perks and sort of benefits in a lot of ways. I definitely think, like I've said before, this is one of the best designed Mario Kart games in a lot of ways. There's just so much charm to it. All right, coming into this last lap here, we get hit by lightning, so it's maybe good that I put down the bananas while I could. We are still a fair portion ahead of them. This is probably one of those straightaways where I need to sort of sneak it, go back and forth, but oh, I hit the Goomba, so that's not gonna help. Put that banana down. And we'll just try to stay ahead. Whoa, watch it. These fireballs are starting to come in a bit hotter. I think, yeah, we'll keep that Koopa Shell. Another interesting thing about this Mario Kart game is it's really the first Mario Kart game that had like online play. I don't think Mario Kart Double Dash did at all. So it was also a unique experience to be able to play Mario Kart, you know, with your friends. Technically online, it was sort of more local online, I think, but it was still an interesting experience at the time for sure. And obviously we can't showcase too much of that because those servers don't exist anymore, but there might be something I can figure out. We'll have to wait and see, but for right now, the red shell's coming for me. We get across the finish line before it can matter much. So there we go, Mario Circuit as Mario turns out pretty well. Awesome, so 30 points for us right there. Let's move to the next course. Ooh, where we have Airship Fortress. This one is always really unique to me because I feel like it doesn't pop up too often in future Mario Kart games. But as you can see, we're sort of on this destroyed castle. There's a big airship over there shooting bullet bills at us. We'll see in just a moment. There they come. There's a lot going on with this one. I think I just want to plop down here. Yeah, try to avoid them. Oh no, hit the wall a little bit though. Jump over here, we're onto the airship now. But the Monty Mole's getting me pretty good. Here, hold on, hold on. Competition is starting to catch up a little bit. So if I could just throw a couple of Koopa shells down that way, one of those has to hit Luigi with this big spiral section. There we go, there we go. Oh, and there's a bunch of boxes down here too. Oh yeah, I do sort of remember this. This is where the thrust of the ship are, it seems like, or something like that. Gotta watch out for those obstacles, but then we get launched out through a big cannon all the way back over to the castle. This is a big spiral section. See, what we do here is we just make our way down. I'm gonna get hit by a blue shell though, unfortunately. Not a big fan of that. Galactidu's trying to tell me I'm going backwards, but I'm not. Huge chunk of the castle over here was taken up, but that'll be our first lap. So a very cool track for sure. Plop down this way. And with this lap, we're gonna try to learn from mistakes before, dodge whatever obstacles might pop up. I got in between it, but then I hit the wall. Yikes. So Luigi's still not too far behind. Tried to hit him with a banana there, didn't quite work. Oh, I think he's getting hit by something now, so that'll help us take the lead. I think that sometimes these boxes can have mushrooms and other goodies in them. But obviously I don't really have too much to hit them with. So we'll leave them be. Okay, heading back up here, we got the big spiral again. And we are just going to drift our way down. Got it. Got it. And here comes the last lap. Boom. So Luigi's nowhere in sight. It seems like we pulled out ahead of him. Oh, but somebody still got me with the Koopa Shell. The shells move pretty quick in this game, so it's hard to really notice them before they've already hit you. Ooh, fake question block. We don't get that too often. It is always fun though. Never know who you might fool with it. There's Monty Moles all over the place. Guess they're sort of like working on the ship and stuff, typically. Okay, let's see what we do now. I'll just try to, I thought I could get around that way. Oh, I got hit by both of them. That doesn't feel so good, and I hear the blue shell coming for me. Maybe we could be flying around up here while it tries to hit me. Nah, okay, not quite. I definitely heard it before, I was pretty certain. Ah, here it comes, here it comes. Yikes. It's okay though. So once again, we're really far ahead of them. So as we're coming in at the end of this third lap, I think we'll be fine. And we should get it here. All right then, so another victory for us. Wasn't that the last one? It was the last course of this cup. All right then, so let's see what our little victory, will be here. Mario versus Luigi and Toad, we did pretty darn good. So we're stacking up the wins a lot in today's episode. We haven't lost a race yet. I'm planning on keeping it that way for as long as I possibly can. I love how they do some fancy movements to sort of lead us to the ending. There we go. Great job, Mario. We got one more we still gotta do. But here we go. This is a really cool trophy too, with the stars just sort of spiraling up. We only get 1 star as our rank this time, but that's okay with me. The special cup has been added to the Nitro Grand Prix in this engine class. So that means we have 1 more cup left to check out here at Nitro Grand Prix. It is the special cup. Right over here, we'll choose Mario, we'll do the standard MR this time. And right over here, the special cup, which has Wario Stadium, Peach Gardens, Bowser Castle, and Rainbow Road. Let's get going. So this is definitely a super cool cup with Wario Stadium starting it off. Some pretty intense obstacles there, the fire bars moving all over the place. All right, so we have some competition to keep up with. Oh, and I did it again. It's always the first race I do that in. Okay, I like the drifting with this one so much better than I do with the other one. It sort of works towards my playstyle, it feels. Okay, so got a red shell. You know what, I'll throw that out right after we pass maybe a few more people. Let's see if I can't get past Wario first, then throw it out because we're in second place already. This can meet me to smart because we jump through these little fire rings. Pretty intense. We do have another red shell coming. Oh, it's Donkey Kong out in front. Okay, well, we can definitely catch up to him here. Gotta watch out for the mud and all the fire. Wario definitely has a knack for making his tracks dangerous. Got it, and then up here. Ooh, watch out, DK, watch out. Oh wait, boom, got you good. Then I can throw this one backwards. Almost hit him again with that. That would have definitely helped me get ahead of him. that's okay. We have a banana that I'll hold out. And that'll be the first lap done of Wario Stadium. Pretty intense one. I like how this one, it sort of goes over itself right here. So we sort of, going like this. And then right over here, we're technically jumping over the starting line right over here, which is a lot of fun. And I love the huge crowd in the distance. See, everybody's taking pictures and stuff. You can see the flashes of the cameras. Really cool stuff. Because we've had Wario Stadium in previous Mario Kart games. I think Mario Kart 64 was one of them. But in this one, it just has such a grander vibe, in my opinion. And of course, we saw, I think was it Waluigi Stadium? Oh no, in Mario Kart Double Dash. That was also a really cool one. Don't want to sound entirely biased just to Mario Kart DS. Mario Kart Double Dash did a lot of these cool ideas too. Okay, jump up here. Got it pretty good. The second lap, I'm just trying to stay as far ahead of everybody as much as I can. Okay, let's go for this next one. Last lap here. And how far ahead are we? Oh, we're super far. DK doesn't stand much of a chance at this point. I hope not. If I keep running into walls like that, they might catch that. Okay, keep drifting, just like that. I'm gonna put that banana there, just making it harder and harder for them to cross those boosts. Okay, so let's jump to this one, get another item. There's a banana here, there's probably my own banana. What a fake item right there. I can't believe they're not hitting these at all. I wonder if they're just avoiding the jumps entirely then. Okay, got it pretty good there. So we just need to boost up here just a little bit, and we're coming up on the finish line soon enough. We have one more turn and one more straightaway, and we're good. I love the little jumps here, but the blue shell coming in always gets me. I don't think there's any way to avoid it in this one. You know, in other games we have items like the sound blaster that can help the sound horn, but not in this one. Either way, we got it done. Okay, so that was the first track here in this course, for this cup. And we'll move on to the next one as soon as we can. Now this is definitely another like really famous classic Mario Kart DS course, Peach Gardens. Now this one has made its way both in the Mario Kart Tour and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's Booster Course Pass, and was a ton of fun to play there, but it'll always be best on the DS version. It's just this sort of bright sunny garden behind Peach's castle. You can see these cool hedge, I guess statues of different characters. There was a Mario one we just passed. And there's a lot of cool ideas going on with this one. Right now we're just gonna focus on drifting and stuff, but we can use a mushroom to sort of cut through some of the taller patches of flowers like these right here. Obviously you probably wouldn't want to drive through like that because it really slows you down, but if you did have a mushroom, you could get through faster. And oh man, the chain chomps are loose here in the hedge maze. A little bit scary, but sometimes there's some items following them. See, it's worth to sort of look around to see where they are. I don't know, it's a really cool course. Lots of fun ideas going on with this one. I think I'll grab this item. There's these little holes where the Monty moles were popping at. This part is where it gets a little bit different in the Mario Kart 8 version. But here, it's pretty standard. Put down some items in the straightaway. We finish up lap 1. A lot of these courses are starting to feel a little bit shorter. I thought the original ones were a lot longer. More than that, maybe I'm just getting a little bit faster. Does that make them feel shorter? This one's just a lot of fun because, it's just this peaceful garden. I really like, the sunny atmosphere. Everything just feels like a nice, fun, peaceful day to get some races. Or at least win a couple races. Here's hoping. I mean, so far we've done good. We've won every race so far, and it looks like we're in a good position to win this one. We're quite a far ahead of DK and Bowser, who were in 2nd and 3rd. Looks like those are our primary competition for this cup. Usually in most Mario Kart games, the game will just sort of choose 2 characters for you to rival with. That will be a lot closer to you in competition than basically all the other characters. Okay, these are my fake items, so I don't want to run into those and fall for it. What's interesting is that there's not really too much of a need to, but you could go the long way around here, and there is a chain chomp back this way. There's no benefit in doing it that way, as you can see, and I still found a way to get hit by a red shell, but it's just sort of neat to showcase. Why do they add that? Who knows? But it's there. And you can also sort of cut in through this way. A little bit more difficult to pull off, but if you can, might save you a couple of extra moments. But definitely a lot of the shortcuts and time saves here require a mushroom. And we're not gonna get too many of those in first place. Pretty rare to get that. Oh no, here we go again, getting launched by that one. We'll go this way. Come on, we are still super far ahead of DK. He's honestly pretty far ahead in front of everybody else. Got it? There. So, last little straightaway coming up right here, and boom, we finish Peach Gardens, or whatever it was called. That was a fun one for sure. I really like this cup. This might be my favorite cup in general in the game, just because every track definitely is a great time. Bowser Castle is up next, and while Bowser's Castle has popped up plenty of times in previous Mario Kart games, this one just hits really well in my opinion. Different concepts going on with this one are really cool. But of course, it starts out here in the lava. Bowser's big, scary face is waiting for us. We gotta drive into it. The thwomps are thwomping down. I think that's a pretty common thing for the Bowser Castle levels, is to start with, oh, sorry Bowser, hit you on your own track, is to start with thwomps out. Then we head up here, and this is where things get neat. We'll go the normal way this time, but there is actually a fun shortcut here. But the normal way is just gonna be straight through this thing. It can be difficult because the ground's sort of spinning. Okay, me and Bowser are battling it out here a little bit. We got this huge spiral, which we do not want to fall off the side with. We do nothing but lava down there. And I think we want to stay up here. Got it, got it. Oh man, it's so difficult to stay on top of this little spinning cylinder. Oh, but we were able to hang up behind DK there, and it gives us a speed boost. But still, even more moving platforms going on here. Oh, I hit DK really good with that one. That was great. We're coming up on the final stretch here over this huge sea of lava. Can we get there? I think we can. There it is. So that's our first lap. But like I said, this track actually has multiple fun, interesting, different paths. So it's really fun to experiment with. We got under that thwomp. There it is lifted. I think I just want to get around that corner, put down this banana. So this is where we want to change things up a bit. Instead of going straight through that way, if we continue over here, we get sort of a shortcut. We don't have to go around that whole thing, and we go straight to the spiral. So I think that's a bit faster, a bit better. Oh, I tried to hold the banana out in time. Didn't quite work. I think if you were to have fallen off this cylinder, right? You end up down here, this little courtyard area, where we need to go this way. And that's where sort of the second path pops up. I think this might be a bit slower than if you stayed on the cylinder, but it's here. And then we just sort of launch back to these moving platforms. Okay, gotta be careful here, but if I can get a couple of drifts, always good. I'll put that down. I think the one thing about the fake item blocks is that they don't block things like red shells from hitting you. As far as I remember. Don't wanna risk it too much. Go into the swamps. Oh no, oh no, oof. Hitting the wall pretty bad there. I'll keep these bananas out, and I think we'll try for the shortcut here again. So I'm pretty certain it's a bit faster. Ooh, okay, whoa, 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 getting stuck on the corner. That's not what I wanted. Come on, come on, come on. Gotta keep up here. Don't want anybody catching up to us after all. Ooh, getting through that really smooth though, with all those bananas in the way. Can't believe that. Just gonna not do anything too crazy. I'm sure it's possible to drift on this thing, but do we really want to risk it? I don't think so. Now when we're this close to the finish line, we'll just put another big question block next to the other one. All right, final stretch coming in here. Got over that corner, and there we go. Whoa, I'm gonna fall in the lava after, sorry Mario. But that is our third course done here for the special cup. Only one more course left to go in today's episode. And of course, it is going to be none other than the legendary Rainbow Road. Every Mario Kart game has a slightly different version, and this one is not a lackluster one. It has a full loop-the-loop, a super spiral on the way down, or actually on the way up. So it gets pretty crazy. So let's give it a go. So our first attempt through this Rainbow Road, it's such a cool one for sure, but also super difficult. So let's try to keep up with DK here. He's gonna get out ahead at first, but you know, this little spot's like right here where we have boost panels. Oh no, DK pushed me out of the way of it though, which I do not appreciate, DK. Just get out of here. And maybe when he's right behind making this boom. Ah, I didn't quite hit him with the banana, but look at this, with the huge speed boosted loop-de-loop. We're able to get around it so fast, it's really cool. Oh no! I hit myself with the banana though. I wanted to hit him with it. Oh no, whoa, watch it. So DK staying ahead of me for the time being. I can't let that slide though. So let's try to catch up to him with a couple of slides of our own. Power slides. Oh, and this turn can be really tight. Super easy to fall off the track on that spot specifically. Doesn't seem like it at 50cc, but definitely later on. Oh, but I got him good there, a little bit of revenge. Another speed boost is gonna go through this corkscrew sort of part of the track. And we got it. There's this huge star floating around between the track too. I love the space aesthetic to Rainbow Road. It's just always so cool that every Mario Kart game has its own version. So, let's keep up with this as much as we can. Oh no, whoa. Almost lost it there. So hard to drift on a turn like this, but I'll do what I can to make it work. But now that we're sort of getting a better handle on it, we're certainly getting out in the lead a bit more. I wanna throw this Koopa Shell back because if it does hit somebody on the loop-the-loop, I'm pretty sure they fall off of it and have to start over. Okay, so a little hesitant to drift on those straightaways like that because if we fall off, there's such a penalty for it, but definitely technically doable. Okay. Comes the last little spin part right here. Putting this down. And this is definitely like an interesting precursor to Mario Kart 8 with the anti-gravity sections. Doesn't work exactly the same here. I think here the concept is just your momentum is so high that you just stay onto the track, but later on in Mario Kart 8, it says the anti-gravity going upside down and through loops like that. So yeah, really cool for sure. Either way, we're on our final lap here for Rainbow Road. Can we keep up? I sure hope so. Oh no, I'm hit by the lightning. We've been out here in space, gotta worry about that lightning. 100 red shell too, they are really trying to get to me. Not on my watch. Got it. I'll grab that one. And what do we get out of that? Probably just some bananas. We get triple banana, don't mind if I do. So you can drift like that on little straightaways, but it's so difficult to do in a situation like this. Oh, I hear that blue shell on my bananas! Ah! Oh, that stinks, I'm getting hit by everything. Okay, it's fine though, we're still super far ahead of them. We can just keep riding this Rainbow Road to victory. Not another one! 2 in one race, so soon after each other too? And that's a first. Okay, come on, come on. Let's get out of here before they throw another one at us, right? Keep drifting, and boom, we did it, so there we go. We've got a first place finish on every single course of today's episode. That is fantastic. So that was the entirety of the Nitro Grand Prix Cups. We had Mushroom, Flower, Star, and Special. Let's see what our final reward is here. It should be, of course, another golden trophy or plaque or whatever they end up giving us for this one. But DK and Bowser were the two big boys giving us a bunch of trouble in this one, but after even the first lap or so, we really just sort of cut out ahead of them pretty well. We'll see that as we jump up in difficulty, that's gonna change a whole lot more, and the competition will be a lot more fierce. So we'll really have to earn our golden trophy, but for right now, we cruise over the finish line each and every time with the first place finish to get this right here, the special little golden trophy. I like to see, we got 2 stars as our ranking this time. I'll take it. And now you can choose dry bones on the character selection screen. So for completing all the gold trophies, I think up until this point for the 50cc, we unlock dry bones. So yeah, there's some unlockable characters in this game, which is always pretty cool. And we'll take a quick look at that right over here. Dry bones is right down this way. So with each episode, we'll check out a different character. Next episode will be Luigi as we hop into the Retro Cups next episode. That'll be a lot of fun. But for right now, that is gonna wrap it up for today's episode of Mario Kart DS. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.